Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Saturday, July 24th, MLB games. We're going to be ripping through them real quick. Normally, these videos go up a little bit earlier, but it's Sunday, and Sunday is like the one day of the week that sometimes I get to sleep in, and believe it or not, I slept in till 9, which is like 4 hours almost later than normal for me. And we're only an hour out before the new game, so we're just going to jump right into it. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of games going on, playoff races, all that fun stuff is starting to heat up. So maybe we'll get some people in because we're starting a little later than normal, and we can have some questions at the end. Otherwise, if not, we'll just jump through them. We'll start ripping through these fairly quick. Diamondbacks 7, Cubs 3, and I said it yesterday, the Cubs are finally going to have some wins to maybe make up some ground, but Diamondbacks actually did pretty good against the Cubs. I think they ended up going 2-2. They've took 2 games from the Cubs, I think, over this course. I don't know. I'm starting to get confused with how the series has gone. Cubs were out to a 2-0 lead before Diamondbacks tied it up at the top of the 5th, and then in the 7th they added 3 and a couple insurance runs in the 9th to pretty much walk out with this one. Varsho, the bottom of the lineup, leading the way. 2 hits, 3 RBIs. His 4th home run of the season coming in that 5th inning of Alex Mills. Young hitting his 6th of the season. On the other side, Bryant had a triple, but that was pretty much it. He led the way with 2 hits. He's starting a lot of talk going about where he's going to end up going. A lot of different teams being thrown around out there. Merrill Kelly goes 6, 200 runs, 6 Ks. He's been lights out as of late. Definitely a very good prospect, up and coming pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Alex Mills goes 5, 200 runs, 1 K himself. Only 1 K, a little bit of concern there, but he managed to eat up some innings before the bullpen came in there and fell apart. Moving along, we got the Yankees 4, Red Sox 3, and this was a game that the Red Sox they let slip away. They were up 3-0 heading late into the game. They had led this game off with a triple by Kike Hernandez, which ended up on a throwing error, being a home run per se. Added 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, have 3-0 lead. Evaldi was pitching amazing, and when they finally take him out, the bullpen comes in the 8th inning and absolutely blows it down the stretch. Ottavino really got in a ton of trouble. He only got 1 out, 2 earned runs he gave up. Evaldi goes 7.2. He gets charged with 2 of the earned runs, 8 Ks. They tried to push him to that 8th inning, but that's when it all fell apart. Ottavino just couldn't get that last out, and that's when the Yankees just piled on the runs. The Yankees, Chapman went in for this 18th save. He actually got into a little bit of trouble in the bottom of the 9th, and Red Sox had a chance to score some runs, but fell a little bit short when JD flew out. That might have been the 8th inning. Mixing up with that, I watched the whole game. It was a very good game from start to finish. Both those teams played. Red Sox had a chance to really take a commanding lead in this one, but they lost, and with the Rays winning, it's going to be tightening up between the 2 of those teams. Braves 15, Phillies 3. These teams are both now tied 48 and 49. They'll play again today. One of the teams will go to 500, but they're really sinking each other's chances at a chance at catching up in this division. Mets losing. They both had a chance to make up some ground. The Braves offense just was popping off today. You would think Acuna isn't hurt with the way they were putting him around, but Pederson has fit very well in the top of this lineup. He had a 4-hit, 4 RBI night. Freddie Freeman, he's on fire as well. Ever since his kid pretty much called him out and said, hey, if you're not good enough to go to the All-Star game, I'm not going to get to meet Tatis. He's been lights out. 23rd home run of the season. Almonte, his 3rd. Albus, his 16th. Riley, his 16th. Pederson, his 13th. So 5 home runs coming from the Braves side. And the Phillies were short. Velasquez, 2.1, 6 earned run, 3 Ks, 5.54 ERA. I'm starting to think like his career is coming to an end. He seems to be getting worse and worse year after year, and this year is just on top of all the other years, a little bit rough. Smiley goes 4, 0 earned runs, 3 Ks. He did leave the game early, I believe, with some sort of knee injury. Saw that passing around on Twitter. So again, another concern with the Braves as their starting pitching has been an issue for pretty much the majority of the season. Marlins 3, Padres 2, and the Marlins got away with 1 here, and the umpiring is the story of this game. A lot of people talking about how the ump was just out to lunch, making bad calls, and it resulted in the Padres getting real frustrated and their manager getting ejected. There's a video out there. I'll try and put it in the comments below if I remember about all that. Tatis had a 2-hit, 1 RBI night. On the other side, no home runs at all. Aguilar, 1 hit, 2 RBIs was pretty much the difference. Tatis hitting his 30th home run of the season, and Weathers hitting a long ball for the Padres. His first of the season as a pitcher. 4 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 Ks, and a homer. Got to be a pretty good outing for Weathers. Garrett goes 7, 2 earned runs, and 10 Ks. those 10Ks are definitely inflated. If you watch how the ump was calling some of these strikes, pretty outrageous for sure. Orioles 5, Nationals 3, and the Orioles are making a stand in this series. They've now won 2 in a row. I think they've won five of their last 7 or something crazy like that. So the Orioles are on a little bit of a streak. Got to be leading the way with Mullins 2 hits last night. Mancini had a 2-hit RBI night, and Mountcastle 2-hit RBI night. These are the 3 guys that are going to probably, hopefully, be cornerstones of their franchise moving forward. Trey Turner goes 2 hits, 2 RBIs in the loss, and he has a double. Juan Soto, 17th home run of the season. Came out of the Washington Nationals. Everybody is on the training block as long as your name isn't Juan Soto. So to me, that means Trey Turner's on the block, which is definitely a guy someone out there's going to want to add. Matt Harvey goes 6, 0 runs, 4 Ks. It's actually back-to-back starts where Matt Harvey has dealt. Whether he can keep that up, hard to believe. Lester on the other side, 5, 3, and 2 strikeouts in the loss. What's up, off-topic sports? Balling out, buddy. Royals 9, Tigers 8, and Tigers were looking to keep that hot streak alive. They're up 6-0 heading into the bottom of the 5th, and then the bullpen and came in there, gave up 4 in the 5th, 5 in the 7th, give them a 9-6 deficit, and they put up a couple in the 9th to bring it closer, but they fell a little bit short. Badu, 2 hits, 2 RBIs on the other side. Perez, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, leading the way with his 22nd home run of the season. Carlos Santana also had a 3-run bomb in there, his 17th of the season. And we see Badu hitting his 9th for the Tigers. Casey Miz goes 4.2, 4 earned runs, so he started falling apart. They pushed him a little bit. I know they were trying to bring his pitch count, keep it in line for the season, but they pushed him in this game. And maybe he's just not used to going that far. Hernandez on the other side goes 2.2, 4 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts. And the bullpen does the rest for the Royals, really kind of holding them in the game, and they walk away with a nice comeback win. Reds 5, Cardinals 3, and the Reds are taking this series and running with it, and that's what they need if they're going to maintain some pace in this division. The Cardinals were at 1-0 before the Reds answered immediately back with 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. Jesse Winker leading the way, 3 hits, 4 RBI night. He carried his team to the victory. But we can't discount Castillo. He went 7-1 earned runs, 9 Ks. Castillo has been lights out ever since April. He has been a big part of the Reds' success this season and turned his season around definitely along the way. Woodford goes 5, 3 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts in the loss. And we don't see any home runs coming from the Cardinal side. But Joey Votto hits his 13th of the season, and Winker hits his 20th as a part of those 4 RBIs, and the Reds find a much-needed win, trying to maintain pace with the Brewers. There's still a few games out for sure. Rays 8, Indians 2, and with the Red Sox blowing that game, the Rays had a chance to make up some ground. I think that might bring them into a tie. They might be 1 game back still, but they were up 4-1 after 3, and Indians tried to chip away. But it's that 9th inning. These Rays always find ways to score tons of runs in the 9th inning. This is the 3rd night in a row they put up multiple runs in the 9th inning. Choi, 6th home run of the season. Phillips, his 5th, and Meadows had 2 home runs in this game, up to 18 on the season. He's starting to find a little bit of heat as of late after going through some struggles since April. 2-hit, 4 RBI night for him. Bradley goes and hits his 11th, but not a lot of offense coming out of the Cleveland side. 5. They're now, 9 games out of a division lead and slowly slipping down to 500, which they are now. It's been a slow leak, so they're pretty much finding their way out of the wild card race as well. I think they got 4 or 5 teams ahead of them. Astros 4, Rangers 1, and the Astros kind of keep this streak for the Rangers going, losing streak that is, and they pretty much handled it pretty easily. Out to a quick lead in the 1st, added a couple runs in the 3rd. Alvarez hits his 18th home run in the 7th to give him a 4-0 lead. And the Texas Rangers hit an innocent home run in the 9th inning. Ben is batting, doesn't really mean much. Gibson goes 6, 2 earned runs, 8 walks. So they're starting to be a little bit concerned about Gibson as of late. His last couple outings have not been the greatest, and he is definitely Texas's biggest trade chip going forward in the trade deadline, so we'll see if that affects his market value. Valdez goes 6. He also had a lot of walks, so maybe it was an umpire issue. I don't know. I didn't watch this game particularly. 4 strikeouts for him, but the Astros picking up some nice lead in the division as the A's, we'll get to in a minute, lost on the night. Blue Jays 10, Mets 3, and the Blue Jays offense, after being shut out yesterday, and for the first 2 innings of this game, they finally woke up with the long ball, which they're all so well for. They finally moved Springer up into that leadoff role, which he has not been part of, but they signed him to play that role. So it was nice. They saw, as you can see, they moved their lineups around. They have Gurriel, Vladdy Guerrero, I can't pronounce it right now, Guerrero, sorry. Hinton, nice. He's the only guy without any RBIs in the core of this lineup. Springer had a 2-hit home run night. Semien had a nice 3-run bomb. Bichette had 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and Teoscar had a 2-run bomb. He actually had 2 home runs in this game. Springer had his 8th. Teoscar's up to 15. Semien to 24. Bichette. So all those guys. I think that makes the Jays now 7 games this season where they've had 5 different players hit a home run, which is by far leading the MLB by at least 4 games. If only they can get their pitching. If you look at their run differential, it's actually really up there. So it's got to be a variance thing, because their run differential is almost at 100 runs, and they're only 4 games above 500, which doesn't make a lot of sense. They either get blown out, or they lose close games, or they blow out wins. So you gotta start winning those close games. Ryu goes 4.1, 3 earned runs, 4 Ks. Not a good outing for him. He gave up 10 hits, but managed to only give up 3 runs. So that's good. Taijuan Walker goes 4, 6 earned runs, giving up 3 home runs. Taking a lot of heat. There was question on whether he was injured at certain points in that game. We'll go and see later today. Moving along, Angels 2, Twins 1. We kind of set the stage for this one yesterday when we were talking about Angels and their starting pitchers. Sandoval comes out and shows me what I was talking about and how he's been a core part of their rotation and getting things done. He was 2 outs away from throwing a no-hitter before that was broken, and then Donaldson hits a hit to break up the complete game shutout. They bring in Iglesias for the 21st save of the season. He gets the last out. Sandoval goes 8.2, 13 strikeouts and 1 earned run, and the no-hitter was 2 outs away. Like I said, Barrios on the other side, he had a great outing as well. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. So he gave up 2 runs in that first, but both of them were unearned. And it was a pitcher's duel in Minnesota where the Angels come out on top, 1 game below 500 now. They're catching up to Cleveland, but they have a lot of ground to make up, especially in their division. They have more teams to hop. But winning's going to get it done. Trout's going to be back before we know it. He's with the team now. We'll see when he gets back in the lineup. Brewers 6, White Sox 1. Brewers back-to-back games. They pretty much shut out the offense of the White Sox and put up quite a bit of runs themselves. They got to be kind of excited. They're starting to take a bigger lead on the division. Reds trying to maintain pace, but they're quite a few games back at this point. And as long as the Brewers keep it up, then yeah, Tellez had a nice 3-hit, 3 RBI night. He couldn't fit on the Blue Jays power lineup, but he's definitely got a spot here with the Milwaukee Brewers, who have always struggled with some offense, so he's a good addition for him. Colton Wong his 8th, Taylor his 9th, and Tellez had 2 home runs in this game, up to 6 on the season, which is low, but he also missed a ton of games with the Blue Jays because he was always just the odd man out, playing first base. Of course, Rondon goes 4, 2 earned runs and 5 Ks. A little short outing for Rondon. He only went 79 pitches, but Corbin Burns went 6 himself, 1 earned run, 6 Ks in the win, pitching 98 pitches. Brewers find a nice big win. It's finally happened. San Francisco loses again to the Pirates 10-2. It was 1-1 after 2. Pirates took it quickly, and San Francisco answered right back, but then the Pirates offense woke up, being led by Polanco, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and Gamel, a 3-hit RBI night with Newman as well, 4 hits, 3 RBI nights. They were just 16 hits along the way. Gausman, it's back-to-back games now. Gausman hasn't had all this great stuff he's had at the beginning of the season. Polanco hits his 11th home run of the season. Wade for the Giants hits his 10th, but it's not enough. The Giants were kept to 5 hits, 2 runs, whereas the Pirates had 10, 16 hits. Gausman only lasted 4.1, 6 earned runs, 2 Ks. It's back-to-back outings now where he has struggled. Crow goes 5.1, 2 earned runs, 9 Ks. One of his best outings I've seen in a while, at least, for Crow. So nice, picks up his 2nd win of the season. And it's nice to see the Pirates taking a little bit of step forward and causing some disaster. And this could be it. The Giants could be dethroned as the Dodgers win 1-0 over the Rockies. Quick 1 run in that 2nd inning, and that's all it took. Gonsolin is the pitcher of record. He goes 5.10 earned runs, 7 Ks, and the bullpen comes in and closes the door the rest of the way, giving up no hits. Overall, the team as a total gave up 2 hits, both of them. Gonsolin, Freeland goes 7, 1 earned run, 6 Ks. All of it coming off 1 home run. Austin Barnes, his 4th home run of the season, is the difference as the Dodgers are now 60-40 on the season. I think this ties them with the Giants. I should have looked at the standings before because it was so close with some of these teams. I think it ties them with the Giants. And yeah, this is another big game last night. Mariners 5, Athletics 4. Mariners out to a quick lead when Athletics took 3 runs in the top of the third, take a 3-1 lead. And the Mariners answered back. In the bottom of the 5th, they took a lead of their own, put up 2 before Oakland in the 7th tied it up. Garcia hits his 3rd home run in that 7th inning, which is the tying run. Haniger carrying his team, possibly MVP at this point, like of the Mariners, definitely. 3 hit, 3 RBI night. He had another multi-home run game. He's got to be up there for league leaders for sure of multi-home run games. Gilbert goes 2.2, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks in the no decision. A little bit of a short outing for Gilbert. He went 75 pitches to get out of 3 innings, though. Not even 3 innings. Didn't even get out. So that's definitely why his leash was short. Bissett goes 5, 4 runs, and 6 Ks in the no decision before Trevino gets the loss. In the bottom of the 9th, when the Seattle Mariners walk them off to now 2.5 games out of a wild card spot, the Mariners are definitely making up ground. Keep your eye on them because they are slowly but surely staying in this race, and they're catching up. They're winning the games against the A's, and if they win again today, they will be 1.5 games out. But heading to Houston next week, keep your eye on the Mariners. A lot of baseball to go this weekend. Power rankings are back tonight. I don't know, that's everybody's favorite video, so be excited for that. No questions really. Jays are going to make a run. Yes, they are. Thanks, Off Topic Sports. We will see everybody next time for the next video.